Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Warcraft Rumble HEROIC campaign guide, I'm going to show you how to take down Starblaze and Omnuron in Moonglade. In the heroic version of Starblaze and Omnuron, they are both enraged and Starblaze is going to be in bear form right at the beginning of the fight. So that's going to be quite a difficult fight. This is definitely a step up in difficulty from Brumeron, because this is kind of a DPS check. It's very, very hard to get enough damage on those while you have lower levels. So the bear form means that this one is not going to, Starblaze is not going to heal Omnuron, but Omnuron will keep healing Starblaze. So you have to take Omnuron down first, and then you want to take down Starblaze. You want to take control of both of the towers, and you want to try to mine gold. There's a lot of gold in this map. It's 4 veins, so I really like Dark Iron Miner here, so that I can keep mining and mining and mining. And there is a bit of a trick to hitting Starblaze, because Meat Wagon and Plague Farmer both outrange, they actually outrange both of the druids. And you can send them quite easily from this tower, either one or both, depending on what you have in your army. They can also come from mid, or you can come from the other side. But typically you would try to push from here with something like a resistant tank, because once Omnuron changes forms into the bird form, it's going to have a pretty powerful elemental attack, so resistant tank can really help with that. So then you get over there and you try to get some poison damage with Plague Farmer into the bear, and hopefully that will deal enough damage to the bear so that once you get Omnuron down, then you will be able to get a good assault on Starblaze and take it down as well. This is my army for Starblaze and Omnuron. I'm using the same army with all families, except for Beasts. I did a little bit different with Beasts, but Beasts could also use the same kind of idea. I have intentionally off-slotted these 2 minis so they wouldn't be level 26 minis, but they can all be bonus levels with Tyrion. They all have adequate slots are available. So I have Fire Elemental with Shaman, so I can make a resistant and armored Fire Elemental, so the Fire Elemental can really push. You could also use an Abomination. I actually used Abomination with Undead. Abomination is another completely fine option here. Then I have the Plague Farmer, so Plague Farmer trying to get some of the poison damage from far away. I have a Dark Iron Miner so that I can try to mine and mine and mine. I have Griffin Rider, because there's a fair number of resistant minis in the opponent's army, so Griffin Rider can really put the hurt on those. And I have a Safe Pilot. Safe Pilot is here mostly to kill Harpies, sometimes Trolls, but mostly Harpies, because I don't have an adequate answer to Harpies otherwise. So with this army, I'm trying to push the resistant tank towards Omnuron, and I'm trying to get poison damage from Plague Farmer at Starblaze, and somehow through that, just trying to win the fight. So here we go, Starblaze and Omnuron with Alliance. And you really need to look a little bit on what kind of seed you get, what sort of defensive tools you need to use. This Safe Pilot here is a little bit daring, because usually I would save that for Harpies and I'm getting immediately punished for it. This seed, I guess this seed didn't take that much practice because I was unaware of the Harpies coming. And the Griffin Rider can also hurt Harpies, but as you can see, it's not very fast at hurting Harpies, so it took a long time. Trying to get a push going. Fire Elemental and Tyrion towards the left tower, keeping the base safe. Oh, there's a Tauren coming. Got to get a Griffin Rider to shoot at the Tauren. So far things are looking quite okay. Well, the base took a lot of damage, but once you stabilize here, your base can be very, very low, because the AI does not use any unbound minis. So sometimes something might wiggle through the mid, so you have to be a little bit aware of that possibility, but that's the typical course that this goes. At first there's going to be this attack on your base, you try to get rid of that, you try to stabilize, then you take the towers, and then you start pushing, and then it's just a question of do you have the DPS to win or not. And here I have the resistant tank going for Omnuron, looking good. The Starblaze, now this wasn't that great, because now there was the... I should have played a Dark Iron Miner there earlier. I donated 3 gold to the AI all for nothing. But it's kind of okay, I suppose, because that means that all of my minis are on the left side, except that one Plague Farmer. And I'm constantly engaging Omnuron in combat, which means that one Plague Farmer has an opportunity to start hitting at Starblaze. As you can see, it's starting to hit at Starblaze. As long as I can keep this push alive and keep this push going, that means that that Plague Farmer has a chance. Very, very often the AI in this one does play something and you will lose your Plague Farmer on the side, but occasionally you might be able to pull things off here. Alright. Well, now, because of the movement issues, then that means that the Plague Farmer is down, but there is only the bear left, and the bear has taken a good chunk of damage. So this should be perfectly doable from here. Just go, go, go. I don't need a lot of damage. All I need is a little bit of damage. Tyrion. Somebody. Anybody. I don't have... Tower has been lost, so I can't put Plague Farmers from there anymore. I'm trying to get a Plague Farmer from this side, and that should actually be fine. I also have the possibility to use a safe pilot here. So this should be over, and it is. Boom. And the beast skill. The beast skill was actually my first skill of this, and as you can see, the army does not really resemble what the final form of it was. The final form does not use any beast minis. Not that could be a problem, but beasts have some more solutions, because beasts have Murkai, and that means that beasts can have many Murlocs. So here we go, with some Murlocs going in. Looking quite alright so far. Just need to get something out there to challenge the Bog Beast. There is. I'm also getting to mine. Next up I would want to grab the other tower. Maybe kill the Bog Beast first. Waiting a little bit for gold because of that Murkai, so that I can get... I should have really played the Murkai there, I think. Overreacted a little bit. So far so good. We're getting some things done here. Harpies are going to attack the tower. Harpies are not that useful here because of, well, there's so many things, huntresses and blizzards and all sorts of things, but Harpies can still do some things. And then it's Murkai time. Let's Murkai. Turn the boss around a little bit. And unfortunately, Harpies are just going to be killed here. And this probably could be improved upon, but this was still one of the lowest level kills I had, and also I suppose one of the easiest in the end, simply because of Murkai's leader ability. And you can always use the army that I used with all the other families. With this one too, you can offslot the Dark Iron Miner at least. So there are options to do it with beasts other than this as well. AoE coming in, but some stuns are in as well. Murkai with stun, Prowler having access to stun means that there's a bit of stunning going on. Right, first druid has been transformed. A whole bunch of gold. I would really need to mine a little bit. And I'm trying to save for another Murkai push again. Oh, Starblaze also got a little bit stuck, I see. Uh-oh, it's fine. That works sometimes. And here we go again with Murkai getting a push in. But yeah, just a regular Plague Farmer army would probably be advisable here as well. But as you can see, beasts also have some other options. Just look at all those Murlocs, just chipping in the damage. And the boss is getting really low. We're about to push. Prowler is also such a beautiful mini. Just look at the Prowler damage there. And pow pow, and boss going down. Back to the main strategy with Blackrock, and with Blackrock I happened to have the diamond slots and the boost slot, and I really want to use Drakizet, so I didn't have really options to use other leaders here. So I expected Blackrock to be considerably easier, because this is a DPS check type of a boss, and when it's a DPS check type of a boss and you have more levels, then it obviously becomes much easier. So I have around a little bit more than one average level, and I one-shot the boss with this one, so clearly this just... The additional levels just trivialize the entire boss encounter. Well, that's the nature of DPS check encounters often. If you don't have the levels, you're struggling super hard, you just can't finish the job. And then when you have the levels, suddenly you're like, okay, well, what was so special about this? I just played some minis and then stuff died. But here we go. We have Rakiset push going. With Blackrock, I'm not using the Fire Elemental. I have a Pyromancer in the slot. The slot isn't very important here because I have Rakiset already as my tank. Rakiset is the superior resistant tank compared to Fire Elemental anyway. And here, Rakiset just going in. Ooh, free gold. Let's take that. Rakiset moving towards first druid, and the other Rakiset taking the tower. Poisoning, hitting it. The poor druid already changing forms. It's taking so much damage. So incredibly much damage, and boom, one druid is already down. And it might be part Rakiset, but it's also a large part of this is just that I have that one extra level here, and you can see how important one extra level in this game changes everything so very often. And here, oh, now we kind of failed this one. That was a bit of a failure. But I did get the Plague Farmer in position, so Rakiset is slow, that I have to say. And here the Plague Farmer was not allowed to stay, which I find happens quite often in this one. So it's not that easy to set up the lone Plague Farmer just hanging over there, not being challenged. We're going to try again though, now that we have Rakiset a little bit further, but as you can see again, stuff is coming in, so definitely not easy to get the lone Plague Farmer out there. But be that as it may, we have Rakisets, and we're going to get more Plague Farmers eventually behind this Rakiset. Yeah, now I'm like, haha. Well, try to kill this Plague Farmer now. Now it's protected by the Draki. Actually, the Bear Druid is quite brutal in that sense. But here, Pyromancer, I wanted to have something against Harpies, and Pyromancer definitely delivers on that front. Getting some more damage in, getting more Rakisets in. Rakiset does not have enough time to hit. Trying to get Plague Farmers from the other side. After a good start and getting the first druid down, then things kind of started to go at a slower pace. But now we should be in a better spot again. I'm trying to distract the bear the best I can while sending more Plague Farmers, this time from the left side. Because as you can see, Plague Farmer outranges it and down it goes. And that was my first attempt with Blackrock, so that extra level just made it so much more easier. Next up, Horde. The only Horde leader who can naturally buff any big tank is Cairn. I kind of wanted to use Grom here because I have a wildcard slot on Grom exactly for that reason. But then I figured I will just use Cairn so that people won't complain about using the wildcard slot. And here we go. Cairn time it is. We have Safe Pilot working on those Harpies. We have Cairn. This time I made an Armored Cairn. Armored Cairn is really good against towers. Cairn also has that area of effect damage attack, which means that Cairn is just going to hit also stuff behind the tower, as long as Cairn does not turn around. Now sadly Cairn is going to turn around just at the wrong time. And the Moonkin is going to come over there. But Cairn is still fighting. And one more time, boom. Alright, I need to get the Moonkin down just in time. I'm thinking whether I need to send another Cairn to support this push or whether I can start working towards the other tower. Because this is a DPS check, so you need to get through these early motions fast enough so that you will have enough time to DPS the druids. Otherwise it's just going to end in a draw. Here I actually forgot to turn the arrow. Oopsie. Sometimes mistakes can happen. Well, it's going to DPS the druid maybe? Maybe not. It as may, Griffin Rider is going wild. Or was going wild until the Moon King killed it. Now that looks okay. We have Fire Elemental on the tower, sending some reinforcements there, sending Griffin Rider to handle the Huntress so that it won't get to do more damage. Ouch, now the Tauren is a little annoying there. Trying to send some reinforcements to keep the Tauren and the tower in check, and I was just successful barely with that. Okay, now that we have finally stabilized, we have both towers, I'm going to send the first group to fight against the regular Night Elf form druid. And a little bit later I'm going to try to take on the Bear druid with some poison. Already trying to do it a little bit. Well, it is actually fine now that it arrives at the same time as my push against the other druid, because now the druid is too busy to heal. So alright, that's looking quite good actually. Plague Farmer is doing its job. Multiple fire elementals are coming in. The other druid has also changed forms already. Alright, good. Look at that, is quite a bit of elemental damage. So every level matters. Sadly, my fire elemental is only 23. A higher level would obviously be better. But we still outrange it with the Plague Farmer. And boom. Horde wins. Finally, Undead. Here I used Abomination instead of Fire Elemental. You can use either one, depending on your preferences. But obviously Undead does not have appropriate slots, so Abomination becomes the natural choice for Undead. And here we go, trying to challenge, waiting until the Huntress commits, so that then it won't change targets, and then I can use Griffin Rider. Also couldn't position the Griffin Rider further, because then the Blaves would have just hit it. Now there's some Harpies coming, I need to catch them with the safe pilot. There they go, there they go. I usually take that left tower first, but you typically have to respond to whatever push the AI is doing, because otherwise that push is just going to kill your base. Now that is positioning on the Baron. Should I position Baron a little bit lower so that it would not have pushed the Plague Farmer within the tower's reach? Now, talk about friendly fire. If it wasn't friendly fire, I don't know what it was. That was... But hey. Some mistakes. You can still recover from some mistakes. This is by no means perfect play. I think maybe 23 could be doable with the strategy with perfect play. But every single level in this game is a big deal. That's important to keep in mind. Alright, here we go again. Trying to catch them. Don't mine, it's my gold. I need to mine once. Alright, it's not too bad. That's not too bad. We're mining. We're challenging the push in the middle with the Abomination. That Abomination is going down now, yes, but it doesn't matter too much. Abomination is actually pretty sweet here. There is no option to just use Abomination instead of Fire Elemental with other families too. But we'll see. I did try Abomination overall before Fire Elemental, but I just wasn't fully happy with its performance against the Crow form. But it does have a lot of health, so even Crow form is not completely out of question. Beating that one. There we go. I should really mine that gold in the middle. Yes, that exactly that gold right there. Extra gold that can be mined. Here, Abomination meeting the Druid. Right, well, as long as it makes space for the Plague Farmer, and also Abomination with the poison talent means that we're stacking poison with both the Abominations and with the Plague Farmers. So we're getting a lot of poison in there. The Druid does fall. Alright, trying to get a good assault from this side. I couldn't place a miner yet because the Huntress would have just cleaved it away. But now we're getting poison stacks. We're getting a lot of poison stacks on the Druid. Plague Farmer keeps getting poison stacks on it. Abominations keep getting poison stacks on it. Now I lost the Plague Farmer, but still, this is not too bad. We're going to make it a little bit more. Boom. So yeah, Abomination and another completely fine choice for a tank, depending on what you have available. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.